Oh, hi, it's Ter, and I'm about to do something something I've been banging my head against. I want to say for years. Even though we did do it on this show, and I did implement it into um, Abatrium. We're going to do it again and do it better, and probably do it the way we should have done it with Abatrium. But we shall see. Although we can't do exactly the way I want to do it in this, because it's going to be interesting. Sorry, I just got up. I think maybe not, probably not. Actually, not really. I've been up for a couple hours, so I'm probably tired at this point. But anyway, I completely changed. Like in this latest version of strategies and treaties in quotation marks, I completely redid everything. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I thought it was done too, but no, no, I completely redid it. I redid it a lot actually. Not redid Actually, I pretty much redid a lot. Like this is going to be like one of the largest updates I've ever done in my game designing career of 4 years. Like this is a massive, insane update. And as you can see, the game is no longer called Strategies and Treaties. That's a game inside of the game, at least something like that. Like this book is going to be titled Strategy, Tactics, and Operations. That's not going to work. Simply Deep Games of War. And this book, whatever the heck this is going to be called, because it's nothing like I've ever seen, is going to have Over the Hill, a simply deep game of tactical combat. Get rid of this. Changing that. It's just now. Well, it's just not tactical. It's just not a tactical war game. Creative and Treaties returns once again, except it's kind of been promoted. Weird. It's weird. It's weird. Simply deep game of foreign relations. That rolls off the tongue, but it's incorrect. Strategy and relations. Oh, I mean that's what strategy is relations, doing stuff at the highest level. We're playing out strategy. That's our objective. And also support and arrange. A simply deep game of operational art. And there's no other thing, because you can have a game of because there are games of the operational level, which it's debated whether or not it's a thing actually. Like the guy that inspired me to change the names, B.A. Friedman is to me a guy who sums up military theory in books. He has one on tactics and on strategy. Or he has one called on tactics and the one called on strategy on operations. And they're really good. The one on operations is significantly better than the other one, because that was his first book. What do you want from him? Even my first book wasn't greatest, even though it wasn't the greatest mainly because I didn't edit the thing. Um, I edited it just not very much. Not nearly as much as I needed to. And I wasn't good at writing something first time without needing many edits. So yeah. But anyway, so essentially, does this need to be a friggin' heading? Essentially essentially STNO, I actually like that. Essentially STNO is a collection of games that work together, much like my novels in quotation marks. Especially since I'm probably going to release one out around 300 pages, which is a novella. But anyway, like the main, and then they're probably going to go. I'm still debating because this game has this system, or these systems have this system in particular has a lot of legs, and like you can. I'm trying to expand the scope while keeping it contracted. It's very contradictory, yes. And also can't consider this video as as like a preview to the update, because I got a month to work on it. It's gonna change a lot in a month. I can guarantee that. I'm probably going to get all 3 games done, all 3 main core games done. Maybe add a 4th game, for squad level combat, for platoon and squad level combat. Whew. For small tactical combat. The heck are we gonna call it? I've been struggling with names like Over the Hills, which is taken from the old U.S. marching song, like Over the Hills or Over Dales. It's taken from that song, and I tried to replace it with something and Sport and Range is actually taken from the On Operations book. It's a really solid 3 words that describe operational art very well. But again, operational level is controversial, despite the U.S. Army liking it. However, people who like the U.S. Army say, yeah, that's kind of ruined us the last couple of years, believing in operational art, and even the U.S. Army admits that operational level is confusing people. Not only lawmakers, but also people who have to deal with people who actually are being students of it are getting confused. So yeah, that's why it's operational art, not operational level. There are plenty of operational level games out there. There's nothing wrong with that, but I like operational art better. Because it's something, I mean, like, to further over the point of that author, the separation of a tactical game where you use units as big as armies, which an army, of course, is not a military, is different from strategy. Strategy, I want to say, like Risk or Civilization, which I want this game to be, but without a map. Here we're getting some game design. That's where I'm tripping up. That's where I've always tripped up. Like, it's easier to have a map and have mechanics for building a map, but the game will have to be over soon. Or it's hard, unless you want to tell your players to dedicate a table to your map or take a picture of it on the phone. How is it going to last the breadth of a campaign? Breadth of, like if you're playing D&D and if there was a mode for strongholds, where there was a mode for where you played as a stronghold instead of owning a stronghold, how would that work if it needs a map where you intertwine with all the groups in the area? How would that work for D&D, where games can last literally decades? A game can last literally a year. the world can last a decade or more. Or decades. I have worlds that have lasted decades. And D&D worlds that have lasted for decades. And kind of the main idea of 1E, was having games that lasted for years and worlds that lasted for decades. But yeah. So what I'm thinking about is my inspirations going into this are Risk, Civilization, Battleship. Yes, Battleship, that board game or whatever it is. RPGs, kind of such like the Battletech RPG, the Warhammer RPGs, stuff like that. And card games. Yes, we're not going for dice this time. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I'm probably going to have to ask. I'm probably going to have to see how my friends at D3 react to having me play with actual playing cards. Cause yes, I could print out my own cards and tell the players to print out these printout cards or make their own, which is fine. That's what everyone does. Well, also what everyone does is use actual playing cards and just assign different values to them, other than three of spades is now your infantry unit, and now your light infantry unit kind of thing. And yeah, so we should write that down. We're playing a game about strategy. It's really complicated, and the reason why I started recording, whether or not this was a July day, or whether or not we'll get it fully. Whether actually this is the same. It's the same freaking thing. Yeah, it's an RPG strategy game that you can play separately to the tactical game. Or you can combine them together in an operational art game, an operations game. I tried mental physical skills and I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. It was a fair idea to blend strategies and treaties with Arbitrium, but it's just not gonna work. Okay. I want it to be very fog of worry, which you may in some settings have highlights and whatnot. You may in some settings have information about where to put your cards on the table. It's gonna be a lot like their story, the card game, which you may have not seen. It's been a while since I played on the channel or updated you on it, but it's gonna be a lot like that. Except you're using playing cards instead, and you build your field, and you build these opposing fields of playing cards, or you have the known playing field off to the side, and then you have your sheets. You have your player sheets. You have, I guess, your command sheets. You have your command sheets where or something. You have command sheets, or you have your player. Let's just call them player sheets for it. They have your player sheet that has what units you have and what locations. Yes. It's gonna be slightly complicated for my liking for what I want in this game, but we can assign values 1A, 2A, 3A, or 1A, 2, like 1. A through whatever to assign coordinates, and you place your cards in that order on the known field. And known field shouldn't be complete till like the very end of the game. Like if your field's complete, you know you either one is lost at that point, or it's extremely close game. So yeah. Off to the side. With the original Strategy Treaties now called Over the Hills, we made it in just under 2 hours. We made it in a time that it takes to play a normal war game, which is insanity. I don't think I'm that good. Like, I don't have that much of an ego, but man, when I do stuff like that, that makes me feel happy. But anyway, rather than I can get this done in like an hour in the time of a video, we'll see. This may just be the planning of it and the rudimentary bits of it, like we did with Over the Hills, as it's now called. Now, previous time was very using treaties, which it's a really solid game, and I don't want to touch it. It's so solid, I don't want to touch it. But yeah, like, what can be done to it? I don't know. I honestly don't know anymore. Like, I honestly don't know what can be done to it. Like, it plays so well. I only link in the description of the video showing how I was able to play it. How I was able to play a match in 5 minutes with 10 rounds or 10 turns. I guess 10 rounds goes. No, 10 turns. 10 turns for one player. Or just 10 turns in chess is weird and it's based on chess. And I was able to do 10 rounds in 5 minutes. Kind of makes me wonder makes me wonder what like a standard play at an expert level chess tournament takes. How many turns and how long? Because that seems like insanity to me, but it might not be for chess. I don't know. I never counted chess turns and time. Like how can this be more RPG than how can this play more RPG like? Well, you can have different players have different jobs in the strategy. Yeah, I like that. Okay, have one transmit the orders from headquarters, which is one player, and then another player transmit the orders to the field commanders who are actually fighting the battles, who are actually fighting the tactical battles. Yeah. I mean, if we should just play one guy. There could be a GM or not. The GM could. That's why I started recording, because we're actually thinking of stuff. Leadership, as in world leaders, Congress, stuff like that. Because whenever military members and just in general talk about Congress or the president, like the civilian lead, they say the civilian leadership, which of course some nations don't have a civilian leadership. So it's just gonna be, yeah, just gonna be leadership. Like HQ leadership. Because we can't have another game. Imagine that. Like 5 games. 5 games in one book and they all work together. Oh man, that'd be fantastic. You can't another game that's just politics, like diplomacy, but less about war in general. Of course, diplomacy's odd because it's essentially strategy. Diplomacy, you know, the game where it's a map of Europe or a map of really anything, maybe even just a circle with different colored zones, and each turn takes literally a day to complete, and players work together, work against each other, mostly against each other, to essentially win the great game of Europe. To essentially win the great game, whatever the great game is, mostly Europe around World War One. But anyway. Yeah. Counting a 4th one. For, you know, 4 players. Oh, no, of course, not just GM. I thought the leadership could be GM. And the GM could just play the leadership of everyone. That would be hilarious. Or have multiple GM. I don't. We're just doing this. Like, we're just starting this. And actually, let's put them in order. Of course, they're all important. No, because it wouldn't be strategies and treaties if the players can never make treaties. So, you know, leadership, GM, leadership, HQ, field commanders. And you know, 4th one, so everyone can play a separate one. Although technically we just have more field commanders. Because technically these have field commanders. I mean, you can just technically have all these, but GM. You can technically have all these, including GM. No, field commanders can roll dice to see if they received the order correctly. Even in modern day, that could not be the case. Or the commander just could have a moment and then just not follow orders. All right. Yeah. Each player has a sheet based on their role. And the core rules. And like the fact there aren't the fact that they're playing cards kind of leans into the fog of war, because if you mistake that ace for anything but an ace pilot, or whatever it's going to be, that's their problem, and what you do with it depends. And if both players make the same mistake, that's just how the game works. But you're not, so, like, one player's supposed to catch the other guy on that mistake, and either tell him about it or roll with it. Yeah, I get some ideas for the cards. All right. Are these our pillars of what we're doing here? Yeah, it's starting to formulate in my mind. Okay. And also, I'm thinking about each player has a deck of cards. I should write that down. Each player has a deck of cards, and like, and each color represents one thing. Each color and thing well, what's that represents one thing, and the numbers and other things represent another. Like, yeah, and there'll be a chart in the book somewhere that tells you exactly which one's what, and because it's not going to be in the player sheet, and it's not going to be on the it's not going to be on the player sheet, and it's going to be its own thing, just as a reference key. But it's up to you if you want to use it or not as a reference key in game. Like, you use it, like, you read about it, you develop your stuff, and then you go in game and like, what were we doing last time? Like, what's what? As bad as that sounds, as anti-video gamer as that sounds, it sounds fantastic for what, for STNO is. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, so each player has a deck of cards based on their different roles, which is the sheet. Each player has a sheet and deck of cards based on their role and core rules. To be core rules cards. This is going to be a thing. This is going to be a thing, and I'm going to enjoy making it. We've been here for 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and make a new tab. Research standard deck of cards. Standard 52. Oh, that's gonna be. Oh, there's 52 of them. Well, I mean, we got helpful image here. Helpful image is awful. Okay, so how many differences are there? How many categories are there? You got numbers. You got number slash letters. You got characters, I guess. Characters. You got characters. You got the thing. Well, that's it. And you got color. There are 3 different categories. Okay. Ooh, that's a separate thing? Oh, I guess 4 separate colors. I mean, instead of just black, red, black. Alright, so you got... Oh, actually. My brain's working here. Okay. So I'm thinking... No, that wouldn't work. Because each player has a deck of cards. So each player has a deck of cards, instead of each player has a normal team of cards. Right, no, no, actually, technically you pull out from the deck, and so yeah, technically you share a deck. In traditional card games, you share a deck. Here, each player has a deck. Which, let's see, just on Amazon, how expensive is a deck of cards? Let's just type in deck of cards. Oh, like nothing? Like they cost nothing. Like Bicycle, which I always like. I always like Bicycle is is under $10 for two. Yeah. Like yeah, that's fine. Dice are cheaper because you can get 10 dice for $1, which is insanity. Dice are cheaper, but like that's doable. I like that. All right. Because of course I want my games to be accessible. I want my games to be accessible and easy to be put together. How? Funny. It was funny. The French term is dame, but that's female knight, and in English, our lady or queen, which is kind of interesting. Oh yeah, then you got yeah, okay. Ranks are called ranks. Thank you for being a guy. Thank you, being butt. Saved the day again. There are 13 ranks. Okay, there are 4 suits, 15 ranks. Shot. They just colored it. That's my question in a roundabout way. I'm gonna have that off to the side. I won't even have Bing Bot off to the side. Uh, now we're gonna get rid of the like I worked so hard on unifying both games, but I don't think they work anymore. Ah, it's gonna be separate for each thing. The core regardless. The core regardless. Okay. No, it's the hard part. I should point down our ideas. Ugh. We identified 3 categories: ranks, suits, and colors. Oh! Okay, well, hold on. Let's just do this. No, we need suits first. No, we need colors first, because that's going to be the most odd clause. Ranks, suits. No, ranks are last. Yeah, ranks are last. So there are gonna be 3. There are gonna be 3 elements when combined together makes whatever. What is a tank platoon and the tree next to them? I mean, I know the tree. What are they? And the ground below them both. What's that called? What's that officially called in the U.S. Army film and in the U.S. Army manual? I'll have to just dig through them and see. That's not like the worst thing that can happen. That's not the worst thing to do, but still, galores. I'm saying it the British way. Well, I'm saying it the Commonwealth way and spelling it the American way. Colors. I'm not sure I like that. Because what if you have more? Let's go positive, negative. Card types. now if I was if I had the ability to make a chart, I would make a chart. I don't N-word. I guess I could do it in Excel, but no. I think we gotta find someone to rattle this. It isn't too long. Oh, let's just go card types. And then we need examples. Let's just grab all this. Oh man, this is challenging. That's why I did it. That's why I did it. I'm getting what I'm putting in. Okay. There will be no game mode. There will be no map. Default card. Son of a. It's gonna be. It's different, and I like that. ST. SR. Okay, how about first three letters? There we go. Nah. Just be confused. Be very confused. Oh, that's a thing. Alright, we need to do full example card. Full example card mode on. 15? Yeah, wait, what didn't use these aren't correct. Well, let's just put army. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore. I'm just going to call it a forest. That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking, and I can't think of any more military type terminology for that right this second. I'm not looking positive negative anymore for colors. Because these what makes sense to have positive or negative. They kind of just are. That's fine, I guess. It's clubs. It's clubs. Just go 3. Just below it. And spades, okay. Could be defense. Standard 3. Hmm. That's your heart. Diamonds will be resources. It's forgetting somewhere. Ah, it could be mixed too. What do you do for spades while you dig a trench? So these are all defensive. Whereas urban will be kind of all of them, actually. Actually, these are stats. Because what you do is okay. Let's say you have an army. Let's say you have an army at negative out negative 6R. Because I'm thinking about you tally how many actually you tally how many suits and ranks, how many color suits and ranks you have as positives. Or no, the colors are neutral. You tally how many suits you have as positive, and the ranks are negative. Okay. So plus 6. Oh, other way. Because they're costing you something. These are the force gives. No, the force cost move through. Right. Plus. Density. T. I can use this to move or attack. Oops. Hold on one sec. But yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. I'll read this out in a second. But we're getting somewhere. We are getting places. First off, let's take a break and do this. Sorry, keyboard's falling off. Alright. Yeah, clubs are also the ones vulnerable. Well, I mean, they all are. I mean, yeah, once you decrease their ranks to 0, you lose. I really like this. Okay, let's read it since we're done. That took a while. Alright, clubs is an offensive card that can use they can use its ranks to move and or attack another card for -1 rank. It is the only it is the only type, it's the only card type that can be placed on another card. We don't need the other sentences because they're redundant. Diamonds. Can -1 rank do +1 rank another card, but must use a rank per space from it, and for a card replenished. Hearts are how you win the game, as you can get to call another card for -1 rank, and each HQ a player KOs earns them a point. Spades is a defensive card that can be used to stop an attack at a cost of -1 rank per -1 rank per rank of clubs. Can be used to stop an attack at a stop an attack per -1 rank per 1 rank of clubs, and can also let a card go on the player's turn for +1 rank. Ranks are your health and ability. Health and strength. When you lose all ranks, you are killed. And taken away from play. None? None. It's none. And we don't need the negatives. Because if they do come up, they would be on the player sheet. Like how many you can have. And yeah. I mean, now it's time to play. I can do it in person, but I think it'd be better just doing it in Tabletop Simulator. Because I'm used to that with cards by now. But anyway. I'm actually questioning if... No, actually, you get a card per sheet. You get a card per player sheet. You get a card per player. You get a deck per player and a deck for the... You get a deck per player and a deck for the map or the setting or the scenario. Yeah. Actually, you just put the cards on top of each other to build them. To build up these, yeah. Okay, yeah. No. Not only this is like that. Not only all this is like that. I like this. I like this a lot. And yeah, you get a certain amount of cost, actually victory points. Yeah, you start off with a certain amount of victory points, and to field your deck. You start off with a certain amount of victory points to field your deck, and you can build the map. And you build the map with the opposing player, unless the map's already built with your scenario. By placing stuff down and by placing stuff down to build things, build out the map, or by um, yeah. Essentially, you have a deck of cards. You pull out so many. You pull out how many you have victory points. Yeah, you pull out as many you have victory points. You should always pull out an HQ card first. Always pull out a hearts card first. Yeah, always pull out a hearts card, yeah. Nah, I got a better idea. Instead of just using only half the cards. Let's go back to positive and negative. Mm. Mm. Actually, let's. No, it should be clubs because it's attacking everything. The reverse attacking everyone. We'll get back to that later. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching again. This will be coming out later this month. And if you want, you can start playing it now. Like, there's nothing stopping you from just taking this video and going and playing it. How long did that take? Oh, now. Oh, we did it in the same amount of time as we did the other game. Oh, my word. We'll do Operation Art. We'll do Sport and Arrange at the same speed. Maybe at the same amount of time to get it done. But anyway, from concept to game. I really like it. I'm not kidding. I really like it. It's not like any other card game I have ever seen. It's like a deck builder, but you're building opposing each other. Of course, there's also the RPG part of it, which we have yet to figure out. But it took me a while to figure out the RPG part of Arbitrarium, so we'll figure it out eventually. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put this to PDF and set up the game and set it up and freaking set it up in Tabletop Simulator, and we'll go. Alright, so that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you watching. This video means that to me. Let me check out stuff in the description below, such as various Sports channel, which of course is various Sports channels by watching new videos, engaging content creators, and by sharing friends, family, list. Yeah. Alright, that'll be it for you. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second. And my mic was turned off at an angle, by the way. And I guess see you in a second. Hold it. I just played this on Tabletop Simulator. It'd be a different video, because that was far too long. Because it's far too long to add to this video. And I decided to change the game a little bit, if not a whole lot, to make it a lot easier to play. And it's not doing what I wanted from Strategies and Treaties. It's a fun game in its own right, but I don't think cards are the way to go. Again, we made a fun chess game to play with your playing cards, but to play with your playing cards, and it will only take one deck to play with 2 people, or even more people than that. It would take just one deck, as it would cut down the time from an hour 30 minutes to probably just an hour or 30 minutes. Probably 30 minutes, actually, to be honest. Especially with 2 people playing instead of just one. And while it is really, really fun, it just isn't what I'm looking for. It's a fun game, but it's not a role-playing game. It's a fun strategy game. It's a fun war game, but it's not a fun role-playing game. So I'll have to move on. I'll still keep this around in some form. I'll probably eventually know what I'm going to do. Ignore this. Yeah, that's fine. What charge? That's a much funner name, okay. And I'll upload this to itch.io as is, or at least a version of this. Take away you. Okay, so that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching. Don't be sure watching this video. It means a lot to me. Wants me a lot to me. Check out our stuff in the description below, such as the Race Face Sports channel, which of course Best Face Sports channels for watching these videos to get your content produced and by sharing your friends and family. Alright, that be it for real. Thanks for watching. Let's organize this a bit. That was Phil. Thanks for watching. And I guess, see you in a second. Now you see this. Hold it. My word, as soon as I turned the camera off, and to be honest, was preparing myself for playing a new tabletop RPG, a new light tabletop RPG by this guy. His second game, or their second game, or so. They made a war game before this, and 2 editions of it, I think, if this is the correct person. And I was preparing to do this, and got really inspired by it to finish what we started in this episode. Yes. So, now that game was formerly called Strategies and Treaties, also formerly called Forward Charge, is now called Home in the Battlespace. A playing card war game. And it's pretty much done. I'm pretty sure it's actually pretty much done because we'll still playtest it and refine it, of course, but it's pretty much done. Like, there's nothing you can really do to it because you're using just standard playing cards. A standard deck of 52 playing cards. You're using just that. You can do more. Have each force be represented. Have each force have different combinations of the 52 cards you can try out. But I think just to start, this is fine. This is fine. There's less words, I know. But yeah, it's essentially what we were doing plus a couple more things, and I'll be uploading this again at the end of the month. Maybe a bit sooner because it is its own thing. Probably sooner because it is its own thing. No, I'll upload it at the end. No, I'll upload it as on the Strategies and Treaties game, also known as, ignore that, also known as Strategy, Tactics, and Operations. Simply D Games of War. Well, I'll be uploading it. I'll change the name of Strategies and Treaties on itch.io and change it to this, and have that just be the collection of all these small, simply cheap games I've been making. Or we've been making too. We've been making these. Like, we made 2 of them, and probably make the 3rd one, Operational Art and Strategy, probably one day. Strategy I feel is going to be a lot harder. But anyway, so Object of War. Okay, the Object of War is simply a deep game of role-playing squad combat. Pretty much, you can go more than that. Of role-playing a warrior. Oh, so good. Thank you for being here and helping me come to that conclusion. For role-playing a warrior. There you go. I mean, we can do squad combat later, but that's right now. Now, the boat. In this game, you can go from being a green recruit or just a green recruit with no stats. Literally no stats. Well, yeah, you get literally no stats if you want to start really, really green. Like go from civilian, go into boot camp, start rolling dice. The dice you pick you want to roll is what stats you're going to start with. The main issue I'm having with it so far is D6s and rolling too many of them. Like, if each... No. I know what we must do. Is... +1 to your D6 roll. And since it's just and D6... There you go. That makes sense. Because it will give you way fast. You'll be rolling too many dice too quickly. So yeah, you just need 1d6. Boom. 1d6 in a paragraph. Or essentially a paragraph of words. I mean, it's not as a paragraph, but a paragraph of words. Like, you just need this to play. Literally just need that to play. And if I were to be so humble about playtesting this for a long time, like Arbitrium, I know Arbitrium you can. I was holding off and saying you can go past level 1, but you can with Arbitrium, especially with how the stats are. So yeah. But this, oh man, this you can go on for a long time. And then you can have gear that gives you different +1 equipment, or different +1s to your stuff. Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, it's essentially how D&D works, right? Modifiers? It just doesn't have stats. Your points are your modifier. Which is technically my solution to the modifier over stats debate. But anyway, when you succeed a roll, you get +1 point to that stat. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? You know, you can start with nothing, and you can either roll... Oh, wait. We are actually going to do something with this on camera. Yeah, just end war. We're not really saying I'll win, or what. Just +3 power. I want one for each stat. Oh, we want 6. We want 6. Standard issue primary. Well, at least get one for each of these stats. That just does more of it, does plus 3 of it. And so if you have one of these starting stuff, you get essentially you're rolling one dice and then you plus 4 it. And you plus 3 it, yeah. Hmm. Now let's go more generic than that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what will someone that has a lot of experience, a lot of health, a lot and or health, and or moral, and or defense, and or faith, or the same thing. Not really, but still. Mementos. Like, you have stuff from doing stuff. kind of just showing you that you have more training in that, and you have more training in shooting. Elite badge, there you go. And then they start getting really good. Let's do power on recon. Let's do advanced. Oh, it's just, it's actually do. See? Hmm. One, 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, that's 12. Oh, no. On 11. No, that's 12. So you have a 25% chance of getting the really good ones. And, and a 50% chance in getting... Yeah, 25% chance of getting the really good ones, and a 45% chance in getting the okay ones. Yeah, or, yeah. 35 or 45, one of them. Um, I'm okay with that. There we go. Alright, so guess. Oh, I gotta play 3 games tonight. Oh, what's the problem? No, yeah. It wouldn't be a problem if I wasn't so freaking disabled. But anyway. So yeah, I'll take a break and then play one of these games. I'll probably play, Grayman Gaming's game first because it's an unknown. I don't know how long I'm going to play it for, or how much I need to play it for 5 of the pressure events. Or 24 hours happens. Yeah, I do have an event picked out for it, which is I do have an event picked out for it, which is which is friggin'. usually swore. Which is Operation from Sea to Shining Sea, where in World War III in the Derverse, the Marines invade the beaches of California, or a beach in California, or a few beaches in California, also known as its harbor. Yeah, the Marines invade the beaches of California under a Category 6 hurricane to help retake California from the Martians or the Eastern Coalition, depending on really your level of intel at the time. If you pay attention to Congress and them declaring war on Russia, China, and the rest, and the Eastern Coalition, but anyway, or if you went by hearsay at the beginning of the war, which they came from space and they were red, the Martians. So yeah, no, so that's double space. We need to undouble space that. So yeah, I want to play as Marine during that. This Marine go. I mean, maybe we'll play with Red Bandana. We'll just go on to play with Red Bandana and just go from there. And honestly, that's all you need. You only really need to have like 4 words written on a piece of paper with a box to put your and you can reserve the rest of the piece of paper for equipping your gear. Yeah, I really like this. I'm actually really impressed. I'm actually really impressed. And it does use a lot of my knowledge and my experience from Betrayum and just playtesting that and just being part of the tabletop community more closely, reading a lot of rulebooks, helping OKS DM with his game, Sega's, and helping Grayman, and helping Gray Army Gaming or whatever it is, with his game, which is Pressure from the Expedition Point, and just in general, like, what right over the hills, it's just a culmination of all my experience, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, of course, I'll still do Betrayum. I haven't worked on it very much. I think I can trim it a little bit, take some stuff out that don't need to be in there anymore. Such as, well, we can do it on camera. And I already have it open. We can do a little bit of trimming. We can do this. Because that does not need to be a method of play anymore. We already got some simple RPG if people want it. And yeah, essentially I trimmed down from all of these to literally just the space of these. And of course you can write down piece of paper much easier. It's much easier to do by just having a, I mean, you only need 1 dice instead of up to 30. It's just really nice. Yeah, it's as normal. I can't disagree with that. Well, anyway, so yeah, we're good. So yeah, that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. I already said that many times, but I'm pretty sure this will be it. That'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. And also we need to change this real quick. Example mission. And then the rest can be filled with fluff, essentially. And also we do need stuff up here. We'll do that later. Starting a campaign. Alright, no, mission. mission and campaign. Yeah. My word, we get it. Also, yeah, fix you. And again, we only got 22 pages of this nonsense. I mean, most of it, I mean, again, like, if you just want the games, there are how many pages so far? 1? 2, technically, 1 day. 3, 1 day. 4, 5. So there are 3 games. The 2 of them will be there eventually, and the rest we'll add later. And the rest is just content for those games. And I'm thinking about monetizing this one book with all the games. Like, that's gonna be what I'm reselling. That's what I'm gonna upload to Amazon with all the games and all the content. That's what I'm gonna upload to Amazon for next one I'm gonna be uploading to Amazon for to sell as an actual book. Hopefully be below 100 pages still, with just a few examples of the content. And then I'll be uploading the core games, which is literally just the sheet it's on, to the core games to itch.io and Google Drive. And maybe the content too, because and I will be selling the PDF. I know I originally intended to just give everything for free as digital. Well, that's not really possible for me. I can't be generous, at least at this current time. So I will simply have the core games be free, the content be paid for, much like One Play Rules. The content be paid, well, you have everything be free as a single sheet text file, and as a nice big PDF. That'll be paid for. So yeah, it won't be much. It'll be like $1 or $2. Not that crazy. Maybe $3.99 just to go with our numbers. But anyway. Alright, that best video. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you watching this video. It means that to me, also help me check out stuff in the description below, such as there's a sports channel, of course, best ways for channels by watching these videos. Get your content appreciated by sharing friends, family, and stuff. Alright, that best video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second. Hold it. I stared, I looked, I saw. I got a better idea. Hold on. Okay. You see, the wheel doesn't make much sense anymore. We can fix it. No. I like that one. I'm going to keep it. There you go. Keep that. Do this. Any stat? Yeah, 2 any stat. So you can maintain it? Yeah, so I can maintain it, or I can put it to another stat, yeah. I like that. Okay, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in the second. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. I know, we're here again. Then the video should have ended by now, but I keep reviving stuff. So yeah, I did do a playtest, and it worked really well. So it worked really well. I decided to add more stuff to it, make it more of a game. I have a sense. Just doing the intro. I changed the the stat names to be more modern warrior focused. And a talent, which is your class basically. Essentially, you roll 1d6 and you get a very level of talent. A legend essentially is the Medal of Honor is someone that has the capability of earning a Medal of Honor if the conditions allow it. Which Medal of Honor recipients have not always been Marines or Rangers or anything like that. Very many Medal of Honor recipients were just regular infantry. So even if you're playing as just regular GIs, you could get Legend and then you could just be amazing out of the bat. Or you could get Conscript and suck very badly. You might want to, if you're GMing this, you might want to just give your guys stuff with a chance of rolling something better, because they are listed very much as like actual things like Conscript, Reservist, Regular, Elite, Commando, Legend are all things that very much are kind of centered on something instead of being more general skill levels, but still. It's just there for a bit of fun, and give you another level to pull on, another lever to pull on. Thinking about it, I probably do need some actual classes. Jeez, what was that about? I wonder. I do need some actual classes. Sorry. But I can always add some actual classes, but still. And then again, from just the general settings of the book. Also, speaking of the book, I added tactical to the 4 sheets just to define them a bit better. Settings are going to be the games are going to be agnostic to the games. I'm hoping that missions will be 2, but we'll see. Because as you can see, I made a mission. It's a few paragraphs, and it is a full actual mission that will last you, should last you a section. Maybe a bit less of a session. Maybe just an hour. We'll see when we actually do it. But it's just up to your GM style. My GM style is very quick, bing, bang, bang. Let's go. Especially when doing solo. I only really like doing an hour-long session instead of splitting up into different areas. So I do that. That's what I mainly have these based around. But anyway. And of course, you can always do more missions. You can always do more missions in an RPG in an actual session, which my group at D3 Geeks and Collectibles likes doing 6-hour-long sessions. So yeah. Which, by the way, no longer a city to me is reference to a quote by someone in the Big Red One, or that's how the old documentary news rule really framed it. And it's referring to Omaha. Because Omaha is a city in the Midwest. And Omaha Beach is something that supposedly that the guy served on. So yeah. So that's is Omaha, essentially. And I do like the name convention of this book, just of this rulebook, just in general. Like, you need an actual subtitle. We cannot fight against the whole world, which is a quote by German leadership. Towards end the war. We're liberating peace. Not really a quote, but it's essentially what everyone was saying about the U.S. forces, including U.S. forces. We must not lose it, which was a quote from early on in a war that rings true at the end. Battle of Saint Mattel is when D-Day and Zero Hour was first used by the U.S. military. This is based on a song from the time. No, actually not about missions. Oh yeah, I guess the campaign sheet would just be a list of missions. Actually, a campaign was probably going to link the games together into a big mission, or at least give you stuff to do. At least give you different things to do for if you do different games at different times. Chronicles in Hell, again, I quote from the time. Kind of. Iron Fist, or the Red Tide's Iron Fist that reference to the Iron Kern. And yeah, this is so packed. It's so packed all the time. They're doing so much. We have our RPG, we have our tactical combat, now we need our strategic one. The one that's honestly the hardest, but I think we can do it now. Just not in this video because we already done it. So we already went way over time. So obviously thanks for watching, and I guess, well then. Oh no, so. This is what this looks like now. Constantly working on it because it can't just work. About to try in. Alright, that best film. Thanks for watching then, I guess. See you in a second.